Hi, welcome to my channel. Here, every story carries meaning, every moment holds emotion, and every ending teaches a lesson. Sit back, relax, and enjoy today's story. I don't know when this nonsense of yours will end. Now Sobia had attacked Mommy's words. I'm going to sleep. Good night. Sobia had no interest in the politics of the house. She was less interested in her books. I have never seen or heard of girls coming home and pushing happiness out. Aswa's appearance had not ended so quickly. After Sobia left, Mommy came to the farm again. This happened in your house, and the whole world saw it. This is the 10th relationship that was being ruined by her nonsense. 19. It's okay, Mama. A mistake has been made. Now, when Zaka changed sides, something came out of his mouth in support of Aswa. That is, he himself had made a mistake in justifying a mistake. Shut up. Amy's tone was so harsh that Zaka really fell silent. Aswa pursed her lips and looked at Zaka. This will be conveyed to everyone by making 100 of them. Let's see. The whole city will taunt Gulab. Jalaluddin Akbar's niece. Jalaluddin Akbar's niece. And so on. Mommy will wave her hand and show off all her acting skills. Aswa was starting to yawn. Even her maternal uncle's traces were getting sleepy. And yes, taking advantage of his wife's silence, he said helplessly, "Like me, you two are having a headache." Mommy pursed her lips and held back. Mommy would become a lion by taking refuge in her mother. If your wife speaks, your head will definitely hurt. Nanny wanted the opportunity to praise her daughter-in-law. These are the things that have given him strength. Mommy shot her eyes at Aswa. My words hit me in the face and we took her neck, and the next moment, peace spread over the faces of Nanny and Mamu at the same time. The opportunity was a good one. Taking advantage. Zaka also wanted to say 2 words of sympathy to Aswa when Mommy appeared in the room like a wind again. Zaka's mouth remained open as much as it was open. Yes, dear. Zaka uttered the remote-controlled words. Come to your room. It's late at night. We were coming. He was celebrating. Aswa was staring at him with her eyes. Come with me. You go to the office in the morning. Mommy picked her up and took a breath. I understood that she was with Mommy and followed her. I can't sleep without the light of the lamp, she muttered to herself. But inside, she was burning with anger, so the volume of the voice automatically increased. Uncle and grandmother were shouting at the same time. Uncle warned and grandmother warned. Grandmother was busy reciting some verse on her bed as usual. When the wall clock announced 12 o'clock, she opened her eyes. The door to the washroom was still closed. I don't know what name she was reading. I was crying. A slight uneasiness surrounded her. My mother poked her nose and attacked me. I cried. She lowered her voice as much as possible and showed that she hadn't said, "Love me." On the other side, she didn't know what was said, so she got angry, and then expressed it in front of me and forced me to love you. Which I did. He said the last sentence in a very bright and clear manner. It was as if love had not happened. A school exam had taken place, which he always passes. I will not regret it. Or should I wear you to you? The way he was angry. The person on the other side must have regretted it. Look, there is no need to be a Sultan Rahai in front of me. I do not want your brats. Show yourself as a Sultan Rahai in front of my aunt. With a big smile, he asked me to do something that was beyond his ability. I know. Now his lips were hanging. His voice became more agile. He thought that Chengiz Khan must have died. Then my daughter would have been born. The conversation on the other side was drowned out by the call of his grandmother. Oh, my child, did you sleep in the bathroom? It sounded like she was standing at the door. After saying a second, he opened the door slightly and peeked. Grandma wasn't at the door, but she was sitting on the bed with her legs dangling. It was clear that she was anxiously waiting for the bathroom to be finished. Aswa put her head inside with a sigh and said, I'm closing it. Turned off her mobile and held it in her lap. Come out. Why have you punished me? The poor one. Aswa had measured the way out with her head held high. When to sleep at night was within her control. But what time should it be in the morning? Mommy had taken this option away. For the whole week she had been waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning. According to Mommy, there was no point in waking up so early because the net of wrinkles on her forehead was starting to get thicker. Still barely touching the bed. She was dragging her feet through the lounge, barely leaving the bed, and with a few slaps on her face, when she bumped into Zaka while returning from jogging. Zaka held her by the shoulders and pushed her away. She was still swaying in her sleep, shaking her head. She wanted to leave from the right side. Dee went to the right, but when she went to the left, Zaka was in front of her from the left side. Understanding Zaka's mischief, she squirmed. She had even reached the point of drowsiness. What is the problem? Are you drunk? He asked, stopping at one place. Very seriously. You've been having a hard time. Zaka showed off his enthusiasm. You seem like a drunkard. It's hard to win at word games. Zaka still took a deep breath. And whenever you talk to me, you only use devilish phrases. If you start shaking in front of me in the morning, I will understand that, she said in a calm tone, without taking into account Zaka's anger. My mother looked up at me involuntarily. You went to meet me when I was angry. I was accused of shaking, but I couldn't hear what evil sentence Aswa was going to say next. Mommy's roaring call came from somewhere nearby. Aswa shook as usual and straightened up. This fight could have been expensive. Anaka, my darling, go and drink the feeder. It's getting late. She was mocking at Aswa's yelling. Mama, I was going to change. After pleading with Mommy standing behind, Aswa made the mistake of taking one wrong look and climbed the stairs in one bound. Mommy frowned at Aswa and entered the dining hall. She was also behind, so she was dragging chairs around the dining table. Aren't you going to university today? She asked, sitting on the chair next to Sobia. Sobia took her cup and stared at her with devouring eyes. And without bothering to answer, she stood up. Sobia, give me your mid-hat aunt's number. Ask when Faison is coming. Mahai saw Pia picking up the empty cup and leaving the dining hall. Faison, sir. Do you know who Faze is bringing you? Mama's wait was endless. Sobia also went to give mid-hat aunt's number with an unpleasant murmur. Behind her, she kept playing the tabla on the table with her fingers for some time. Then, when Mommy re-entered the dining hall, a bad taste formed in her mouth. We will have to sit in the kitchen and have breakfast. The weather is bad here. Mommy's eagle eyes said goodbye to her all the way to the door. There were only a few minutes left until 12 o'clock. The store was completely immersed in darkness. The only light was from the building, and that light was from the mobile screen on which she was engaged in conversation. This store, filled with junk and household items, had become a support for her love story these days. Grandma's shifts used to be so long that she would start yawning. The tension of listening to the calls would be removed. As a result, she would talk peacefully in the store until 12:30 and then go about her daily life. Enough. Now this spectacle should end. She was sitting on the beds. Yes, I am really tired. There was resentment in her voice. And your love has made me miserable. Love is not like that. Love is like movies and people. Her cold sighs made the cold store even colder. Almiri made a bad face in the fate of love. Put the mobile in front of her and then put it to her ear. This dry, rotten mobile. Woke up and wrote nomadism from her room. She smiled, and if not, what? Sometimes in the washroom, sometimes under the bed, and nowadays in the store. She opened her mouth. Prove your love and get rid of this nomadism of mine. Is there any more trouble left? There was hatred in Mommy's eyes and doubt in Nanny's eyes. And before Mommy could even doubt my ridiculous way of loving, Show me your work. Just when she was giving the order to show me your work, there was a knock in the store. Someone was coming. She immediately turned off her mobile and made a shadow in the store. Aswa hid further in the beds. Aswa was beating here and there. On one side, she raised the wooden junk and hid it in 2 or 4 other places. Aswa was lying down. After some time, Aswa left and she breathed a sigh of relief. Everyone else, except Mommy, gathered in the lounge. Nadira was sitting in a purple suit and lipstick with her new work. Mommy was there to pay special attention to Nadira. Nai. Aswa and Zaka were watching the TV while Sobia, who was completely exhausted by Nadira's arrival, was in the library. I didn't drink tea. Just tea. As usual, Nadira made the whole lounge's ears ring. You can see these pictures and finalize. I took out several pictures from the shiny handbag. Today Nadira has come with a full stomach. It's amazing. She grumbled disapprovingly. The granddaughter was also sitting next to Nadira. What will the next moon hold for the granddaughter's fate? It is a must-see. I want to see it too. Sobia also showed interest by closing the book from the bed. Whenever Nadara brought pictures, Sobia would definitely do their post-mortem. Now it was becoming a hobby. It seemed like Prince William had been carrying Aswa's grief. Today, Zaka, who was feeding flowers, saw her in particular after Nadara's review. After seeing the first picture, Sobia made a bitter face. Is this half gone and half bomb left for Aswa? Sobia looked at Nadara with disciplinary eyes. When Nadara became a statue of shock, Mommy had to go home. By then, Zaka had taken the picture from Sobia and had a look at the half gone and half bomb. This looks like a wanted robber. There was concern hidden in Zaka's comment. Shut up, Mommy, while eating Tao badly. 5. That's why I was saying it. Don't fall for taking or giving somewhere. Picture, he said slowly while throwing it on the table. If this happens, I will be there. You are not the eldest of this house. After this scuffle, he also interfered again with Nadira, who had no questions. He sat down next to Nanny with a lowered face. And somehow, this Nadira wandering around would be finished. Nanny looked at Nadira with a very angry look. He spoke to Zaka in a rage. Aswa had been staring at Zaka's lowered face for a while. As usual, her jealousy woke up at the wrong time. Yumi Asuka is certainly not the bad guy of the house. Not only Mahai. Nadira also turned towards Aswa after getting shocked. Aswa's expression looked dangerous. Mommy had become accustomed to recognizing strangers. Still lost. If the other marriage will be mine, then I will also walk with my will. Grandma's expression was calm. This was the situation. Zaka's nervousness was always there. Mommy's wife had shrunk like a villain in Punjabi films. But he couldn't do anything and Nadira had fucked him. By not revealing her feelings to Yanni, she gave her personality more shine. And I am saying, my mood for marriage right now was definite and final. Decisive. Oh, Nadira Namar's trick was something else. And if she was such an expert in making fake relationships, then why would she have been a virgin herself until now? Nadira was filled with horror. Her eyes were filled with tears. Aswa had given birth to a very painful child. Before Aji Mommy could say anything, Sobia shouted in surprise and anxiety. Look, Nadira auntie. Then she raised her hand and began to explain in a way that made Nadira burst into tears. Sobia said, this was a double tragedy. First, Aswa and now, my mother must be 4 or 5 years younger than you. By taking the name Nadira, you did not become the pen name Nadira. Nadira was shocked. Sobia went even further than Aswa. They do not seem to be related. Write it down. Snap the pictures and put them in your purse. Grandma said, a sketch in your mouth. I am leaving. I will never come again. Mommy became distraught and hid behind the gorge. The girls were thinking of themselves as their own. Iraq was not doing it. They were shooting arrows. Nadara did not stop for a moment. Pani fell on the sofa, clutching her head. Now the cannon's mouth was definitely opening on Aswa and Sobia. Zaka sat down next to Mommy. At least where Pack Nanny was very content with her mouth being full of evil. She did not have the courage to say it out loud. Then she would also get involved with Aswa and Sobia. Let go. Mother. Zaka spread her arms around Mommy and wanted to give her a hug. Yes. 1 or 2 or 3. Mommy gritted her teeth. Sobia put the book in front of her mouth. And Aswa said, 1 was not enough to burn my blood. Which also created this second one. Some of it was the effect of someone's taunts, and some of it was the pride of his heart that made him reach Mommy's presence that evening. She was looking through the open door at the wardrobe named Janka. Mama, come here. Mommy turned her attention towards the door in shock. And then smiled. Yes. Why are you asking? It's a habit, isn't it? Childhood. He scratched his head. Hesitated. He reached Mommy tremblingly. Mommy was still busy. What are you wearing? Nothing special. A voice came from inside the wardrobe. It meant that Mommy did not intend to take out Sariyahar right now. Zaka sat on the bed and started twisting her fingers in a state of anxiety. He had gone, but now he was not having the courage. Mommy turned around a little late, and as soon as she saw Kaku, she asked, Are you feeling fine? Are you already wearing it? Thinking of arranging the rest of the clothes later. She came to Zaka. Sitting close. She touched his forehead with concern. It's just that he was going to turn pale. Saying this sentence in her mouth, she fell into a deep sleep. What are you saying? Speak louder. Mommy frowned. Zaka became even more nervous. Mommy and you were about to answer. I don't think you're okay. Mommy said, holding his cold, dry hands. I'm for God's sake. One was the sadness of not being able to talk. This unnecessary worry from Mommy. He was shocked. I've grown up. Now, let's deal with illnesses and medicines. Go away. You used to sleep with me until the 10th grade. Mommy's bed was filled with love. Zaka's shoulders slumped. Mommy was also perfect. The purpose for which he had come. Emotional obstacles were being placed in the way of that purpose. Unknowingly. And no matter how old you become, you will remain a child to me. But listen to me. After a short pause, Mommy smiled as she took the first step towards becoming fearless. As you know, this style is purely like describing the weather. I have now grown up so much that I have started going to the office along with doing a lot of work myself. Hearing this, Mommy did not just clap. The rest was full of compliments. Sadhu, meaning, as if in a trance. He kept saying, making the shoes the center of attention. I have been hearing since childhood that my throat was getting dry. I had to swallow saliva coming here. Meaning, a job and a marriage are intertwined. A bra and a skirt go together. So, Sadhu, my son. Nami felt pity and twisted her ears with artificial severity. Being a job holder has made me eligible for marriage. Zaka exhaled as if Zaka had crossed the bridge. So you understand me. The radiance of the face, the timbre of the voice, had all returned. When I asked her about it, my mother's laughter grew louder. Yes, I understand. Zaka's cheek stung and she continued. I'll call Nadira tomorrow. Zaka's happiness immediately faded. Why Nadira, auntie? She asked in a hoarse voice. And my mother calmed down. Why didn't you find the girl? I found her. She showed such urgency in saying that if not today, then maybe never. Now my mother's voice came out. She remained silent in shock for a long time. Yes, he bowed his head and confessed. Who is it? His voice became hoarse, filled with a lively, affectionate fragrance. Mommy was holding her breath. As soon as she mentioned his name, A shiver started to run down her spine. Toffin never comes after asking. Nanny, who was lost in the Titanic movie with full attention, was also under no illusion that Toffin wanted to come. Is this a heroine? Nanny's disdain for her broke her concentration. She pursed her lips. Shut up and watch a movie to the end. I haven't made any hope in vain. She started crying. Annie Jazz Barcy was forced to remain silent again. It seems that this innocent Aswa's helplessness has doubled. Tanny's tongue was to beat the heroine till the end of the film. It was a given. What was your Anjuman's fault if she was getting fat and becoming a heroine? Grandma was a fan of Anjuman's beauty in her youth. Now the virtues of Anjuman were described with her hands together. Aswa sat down with her fingers stuck in her ears. Gentleman Grandma wanted to say something else, but she ran away with heavy breaths. Another one came. Hippocrates. Aswa was getting impatient till she waited. Not gentlemen. Ladies. Rather. Girls. Spike. She made a noise. And whatever. Sobia was in a hurry at that time. Nadira Auntie has come and is sitting. Huh. She came again. Surprise. Confusion and uncertainty attacked Aswa at once. Isn't it a shame? You poor thing. Then yours. Grandma also enjoyed this fresh news. Yes. And today she is sitting in Mama's room. Thubia was broadcasting the news. With passion and excitement. WAD means protective band. That too to protect us. Aswa also got angry. And I saw it myself. Thubia widened her big eyes from behind the glasses and spread excitement. She was showing Mama pictures of girls. For me, Aswa's worry was spontaneous. Grandma was also getting angry. After going for her brother, she returned on the same steps she had come. Aswa and Grandma just looked at each other for a mile. The next moment, both of them, like Thubia, was standing by the closed door of Kami's bedroom. This doctor who looks like Katrina Kaif. She is the daughter of a very rich father. I'm telling the truth. I have bungalows and G's. Cars. Willis is fine. Then start talking here and see. My intelligence is no less. It's ahead of Salman Khan. There was no difficulty in listening to Mommy and Nadira's conversation. After a few moments, the door opened like an explosion. Grandma Sobia Aswa staggered here and there. Like a sudden disaster, Nadira came out of the room. Looking at the three of them, the clicking of high heels passed in front of her. She became a cat with burnt feet and was wandering around the room. She didn't know what kind of trouble she was in, which she couldn't tell even to Grandma when she asked her repeatedly. Her pale complexion and empty, deserted eyes scared Grandma so much that she couldn't even recite the usual prayers. Oh girl, what disaster has happened? Seeing you makes me dizzy. Grandma, feeling a bit like a mother, held her forehead. Don't talk dirty. She spoke in a tearful voice while still crying, and the grandmother had to be silent. But her heart still ached for Aswa's yellow face. After a long time, she sat down in front of the grandmother. Seeing her, the grandmother felt as if she had come to her with the hope of tormenting her after years of exhaustion. The pain of her voice made the grandmother ache. Spike, my moon, gloves, come, Aswa's, moisture in her eyes. She was taking it easy. The grandmother's heart sank. You are my mother, aren't you? She was asking so innocently in a gibberish tone, not knowing why. I was asking this. Even the water was far behind, and I was lost in the landscape of the past and the future. You were not born, but you raised me. Then, you know, Aswa held both the grandmother's hands and said with some kind of begging. Tanny Dam started to see her condition. She was crying as if the biggest loss of her life was happening today. Please, please. This world of hope is alive in me. Grandma kept looking at her in surprise for a long time. Then she hugged him tightly. Grandma's tears were accompanying Aswa's sobs. Mommy, why do you hate me? Hidden in Grandma's semi-warm existence, She was asking innocently. But she did not hate. Grandma started running her fingers through her hair with immense love. I am not that bad. You are not bad at all. Grandma had placed her lips on her head. It was the second watch of the night. Grandma was deep asleep on her bed. She was the same one who had been holding the prophet in her arms. The wounded lioness. I can't stand it. I'm going to drink your blood and you're talking about meeting me. I couldn't speak due to the intensity of my anger. And I've become so crazy now you were the finality in her moaning. What was said from the other side that the clouds of anger on her face were lifted and self-pity was shattered. What will happen now? This time she was crying. She can't meet me. Why don't you understand? Self-pity also immediately gave up. Now the jangle took over, then paused with some patience. Heard what the other side was saying and spoke in a defeated tone. Mommy will chew the new raw meat. Tell Milani it's not that easy. Mommy is less demonic than demonic. He sarcastically provided proof of Mommy being a demon. Also in China. Then in the lounge next door on the terrace. How will I get out? Avoiding her gaze. Yes. My heart also wants to meet me. Her lips hung like a child's. Okay. No promise. No effort. She took a deep breath and gave up. The heart that was subject to the leader of the heart. While collecting things from the counter in the kitchen, flowers bloomed on Mommy's face. Unlike usual. When she saw a swa, she must have been shocked. But she is not a swa yet. Sobia must have come to Bakshin. Without paying attention to Mommy's rosy face. She went to do what she had come for. As usual. That is. She opened the fridge. Took out a jug of water. Poured it into a glass and started taking sips. Faison is coming. Continuing her busyness. Mommy wanted to explode a bomb. But Sobia did not pay attention. Faison does not like vegetables at all. Kashi. Without feeling Sobia's silence and indifference. Told Kashi that he eats fish and chicken with gusto. He is a lover of indigenous food. He is especially fond of the traditional flavors of his Pakistan. Why are you telling me all this? Manny was surprised by Sobia's surprise. His tongue took a huge dive. All the remaining sentences had sunk back inside. After surprise, anger came. So should I tell Iswa? She said bitterly and left the kitchen. Sobia was confused alone. Is Midhat sending Faison or the devil? Mama has made Faison's life difficult. Faison said, I have nothing else to do except to brag and brag. Right now, even if all the girls in the world disappear except Iswa, I still will not make her my daughter-in-law. Uncle was a very helpless brother-in-law. He knew that Auntie's words were usually a line on a stone. Still, what is her fault? She is an orphan. The reward is motherhood. I have not taken the contract of guardians. Manny, I have been a little too angry. Anyway, I have only one son. I have millions of desires in my heart for his marriage. I also have one daughter. Uncle did not want to say it, but it felt necessary to say it. Isn't her desire for marriage? It was a very stinging question. It really stung Auntie, for which she is not even happy with herself. Manny spoke slowly, stealing glances. Jalil, Auntie, as expected, got up from her arms and roared. With a cold sigh, Auntie was filled with it. Did she know what was going to happen now? Auntie was in the throes of eating. She could not eat, but she would eat whatever she wanted. Before he could do so, Uncle himself came out of the room, pressing the pillow and sheet to his side. It wasn't long before Grandma called out, covering her eyes with her arms on the lounge sofa. Jalil Nam pulled her arm away with a jolt. Grandma stood on her head in shock. Uncle jumped up and sat down. She felt immense shame for her mother. Sit down, Amma. I moved aside to make room for her to sit. Grandma sat down quietly. I remained silent, watching the many children in front of me. Uncle's face was filled with sorrowful seriousness. How could I? Amma, what I have come to say. Uncle pulled it and made a crack in the silence. Grandma could only say that much with a cold sigh. The effort is ongoing. Amma. After a short pause, Uncle gave a fake smile. I am looking at the evidence. After staring at Uncle's pillow and sheet, Grandma made fun of him. This keeps happening. Uncle laughed hysterically. Mother's milk is good. Grandma stood up with a smile. Keep your own lodge. Jalaluddin Akbar Uncle was sitting there as a picture of helplessness. Saturday. A separate table in the five-star hotel was set aside for the preparation of zakat. He was wearing a new light purple shirt with blue jeans and could play with his fingers. Waiting eyes was sometimes on the watch tied on his wrist and sometimes on the entrance door. All the colors of happiness of seeing someone were dancing on his face. Sometimes his lips would whistle, sometimes in a state of anxiety. He forgot to whistle and just kept clenching. The ment was up at 15 from the given time. It was not such a problem. It was necessary to be late, especially when meeting for the first time. Still, my heart was fluttering. Sahu was anxious and dialed a number on his mobile when a woman in a burqa stood right in front of him. Zaka's mobile was forgotten. He was surprised to see her. He was about to ask who Bibi was when Bibi herself took off her veil. Aswa, seeing whom all the colors of happiness were again flying. Zaka's mood was very badly off. What kind of pain have you come? He pointed towards burqa with extreme sadness. By then Aswa had sat down. I have come with my life in my palm, unaffected by the serious tone and drunken eyes. She spoke brightly. I neither had a Solomoni cap nor a magic wand. I had to come in a burqa by force. Chaliwat's wife was not interested in this bold lecture of hers. Only then did she want to change the subject. She sent her lips to say something sweet. She kept staring at him, making a face. In the house, we would look at each other without talking. Ever since what is your name in front of Mama. I have stopped seeing you. Mohammed is around. It was a great sorrow for Ka, whose grandfather was currently not in Aswa's control. She was silently staring at the table surface. Then suddenly Barfa took out her mobile from the icebox and placed it in front of Zaka. Now you are going to be Katrina Kaif. Aswa suddenly became sad. Take your things back from me. This mobile and your lovely lame love too. Are you crazy? Sitting silently, Zaka's mercury reached the last level. Earlier. Now it has recovered. That too is bitter. Hold it and hold it. This is the ladder of my love. My love is running on its support. Zaka forcibly opened its case and grabbed the mobile. I am serious. Aswa spoke in a tired voice as a last-ditch effort. Mommy went to see your Katrina Kaif with Nadira today. A lump in her throat as she told him. Zaka was watching her intently. Only then could you come here. A sad smile spread across her face. And Daddy, I told her the truth. Aswa said calmly and confidently. And Zaka's satisfaction left her. What? That I am going to meet you. Oh God. Nika had not expected that she would so easily open the door to her and his love. How will I face them now? She got irritated by Zaka's worry by wearing this burqa. Allah was making you a girl. Then I don't know why he made you a boy. Zaka started to get angry. He had smiled spontaneously. The pair that was made with you. That attachment in Aswa Sahib got hot. Not up. Not as cute. As good as it looks. She kept looking at it. Then he was teasing her a lot. Aswa smiled in a charming manner as well. This meeting seemed good that I have got the room next to Zaka set up for Faizan. With great enthusiasm and joy. Mommy told as if she had accomplished a feat. Mamu, who had turned his face to the book, was quite miserable. She is getting happy as if he does not know whether a prince is coming without raising his head. Mamu, who was sweating, kept his eyes on the pages of the book or raising his voice loudly. Mommy started drinking, but the joy of Faizan's arrival was perhaps more than that of drinking. I am happy. It is a matter of happiness. Still smiling and smiling. He continued talking. Then he adjusted a little and got closer to Mamu. Faison was coming for marriage. Midhat was saying, "Try. He should like it," keeping in mind that even walls have ears. She also told the reason for her happiness with utmost secrecy. If it could have been done without effort, my effort would have been successful. Uncle was angry. "Why are you doing it on your own? Speak loudly." Auntie agreed. Uncle looked at her with expressionless eyes at first. Then he closed the book. Closing it, he sat up straight. Faison is a little child who should be forced to choose the option he wants out of two options. Uncle cleared his throat and what he said went over the gardener's head. "And options." His expressions were automatically seen. "Yes." Sobia, and then he said carelessly. Aswat had to look away while saying this. Auntie's anger returned. With devouring expressions, I sat for as long as possible looking at my uncle. "I will always speak like my own form." Then I chewed the word Jabba and uttered it. "The stale is rotten. The quilt is shaken and the wrinkles are removed." And she turned her face and lay down. "Someone with a heart will marry your niece. My nephew and son don't have the courage to bear it." The anger was so intense that she kept muttering until she fell asleep. She sat down to explain her regret by calling her uncle. Today, Nadira was in the spotlight again. Through her aunt had clashed with the richest family. She could have come to receive her prize with full confidence. She came and sat down. Despite feeling Tanny's disapproval and Sobia's annoyance, she could still make loud comments and laugh. Grandma didn't intend to hit her today. But then, thinking that it was a matter of settling the matter with her grandson, even though her daughter-in-law didn't ask. But she herself couldn't be a silent spectator. Aswa, however, deliberately kept herself locked in the room because hearing about Zaka's relationship with this wealthy girl made her mind explode. They are very rich Kabir's family. The girl's father is the owner of factories and petrol pumps. The plazas are separate. Mother's excitement was palpable. The way Zaka was spontaneously treating her with lips pursed in the marriage arrangement would not have been done to any girl. At the time of the elder daughter's marriage, she had given an exemplary dowry. The world remembers it to this day. Everyone was telling both the children and the grandmother. But no one was listening. The grandmother was completely speechless. Sobia was sitting completely unmoved, and Zaka was about to get up from here in the next few minutes. My Zaka's fate has been revealed. When Mother said this, Aswa stepped into the lounge at that time. Her face was withered and her eyes were swollen. Zaka sat up and sat up. Dika's fate has been revealed as before. Nanny felt very bad for her mother to be affected like this. Mother, you have no idea. This is one of the most respected families in the city. If Mommy had really seen something. She was reciting a Cassida and like some other indelible symbol. The marks on her forehead that had always been her love were also disappearing these days. Aswat was approaching at a steady pace. Zaka felt that something was wrong with her expressions. If this manuscript fell into Nadira's hands, how could it be reliable? Nanny had also sworn not to trust anything Nadira said. And Najat Badji. Tell me this too. Nadira is exactly like Katrina Kaif. Nadira, who is fair to dogs, gave another reason for the relationship. Zake was looking at Aswat for a while. Her face was full of excitement and anger. Her intentions seemed dangerous. She is very beautiful with faith, very polite and well-mannered. She speaks with discretion, stands up and sits down. How did Mommy Aswa look exactly like the one who had passed in front of her? Diamond is diamond. The last word was in Mommy's mouth when Aswa deliberately knocked over a valuable showpiece that was on the stand. The decoration piece fell and was shattered. Amy's puzzles had fallen silent. Aswa quickly entered the kitchen. I wanted to say in a low voice, Mira, break my name's pain. It's a show. Sobia. Mommy's cold hands began to caress. Oh, come on. Najat. Let go. More valuable goods are coming to your house. All that remained was for Zake Nadara to finish her words. Mommy fainted in grief over the showpiece. That same night, Aswa was buying Zake on her mobile in the store. If it's not a game, then what else is this? Her anger was just reading. Where did Cam come from in love? Zaka really couldn't understand it. Just do the love thing, she said in a low voice, gritting her teeth. Love, you have shown me this day by loving me. Tears welled up in her throat. She didn't want to cry. So, please try to understand, she said shyly. The thing is, you are playing a double game. But this shyness could not affect Aso. In fact, as her hopes were fading, Game muttered in an incomprehensible manner. Everything is good from both sides. You are running a promo. From here, you are also trying to make your mother's presence known. And here I am not tired of being teased either. Shut up, he shouted in a spontaneous anger. In fact, he was getting the meaning from both sides. She spoke with hatred. You are not in front of me. Otherwise, who would have done it? He said with great anger. What would you do? I would have done it. Where was that scared and suppressed girl? What? Katrina Kaif is getting you. Then, realizing that she was missing her baby, her voice became tearful. You keep sitting with your lips pursed. My silence is a requirement of the situation. Zaka wanted to explain, but she was filled. Your cowardice and desire for the situation are not a requirement. You will really get beaten. On the other hand, Zaka gritted her teeth. Things are bitter. You can see the lumps in your heart. Zaka's hair was plucked out involuntarily. And then, she started crying again. Who kicks Lakshmi who came home? You're done. Ka said sadly. You've gone mad. Really mad. Even in his depression, humor prevailed. Your love has rejected good relationships. Yes. So I will do the same. I will do it, she whispered. Then she closed the door of the store. Aswa hurriedly closed her mobile and lowered her head. The shadow of the person entering the store was barely visible. Aswa was staring at him with wide eyes. The shadow was beating his hands here and there as usual. Aswa thought about something and got down from the bed with her feet pressed down. Pulling a sheet, she went near the shadow, and the next moment, without wasting any time, she put the sheet over the shadow and sat on it herself. And she caught it. She caught it. Then the whole house gathered in the store when she heard it. When her eyes met, the uncle, the grandmother with the book of Tasbih, and Sobia smelling some new danger. She caught it. Looking at everyone, she spread her cheeks with excessive excitement. Thief, he caught her. By then, the shadow had pushed her away. Ami. The sheikh's throat came out spontaneously, his hand on his lips, and he choked her. His eyes were on his own. Nami was screaming. Halaha. The dug mountain turned out to be a rat. Mummy tried in vain to control the situation. I won't leave. Nami rushed towards him, and she followed him screaming. Her two knees buckled. Her joints shook. She was taking revenge for some unknown enmity. Mummy's face was also painful. Zaka and Nanny looked at her with regret, but she had already left.